Hi, Victory Nation. Welcome to Inside MyVictory, a podcast about the church, leadership, and creativity. I'm Pastor Gene.
And I'm Pastor Kelly, and you can follow along with the podcast and the notes we provided for you at my website, kellystickle.com.
And if you have any questions you'd like us to ask or to discuss, please email us at leadership@myvictory.ca.
Yeah, please take advantage of this. And we're not asking, you're asking. If you have a question for your specific situation that would help you, we would love to take it on.
Yes.
Again, you can email us at leadership@myvictory.ca.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your life?
It is great.
Good.
Yeah, it's going good.
Well, we're continuing the series today on the church I see, which is your phrasing. It sounds like I'm seeing it. You're seeing it.
I'm seeing it.
We're all seeing it. Okay. And today we're getting into this next few phrases. The more real, the church needs to be more real and less right. So let's hit that one first.
Yeah. Again, the emphasis is on more and less. So this is not everything shifting 100% one way, and it's going to shift away from something else. So we're not discarding being right or the importance of being right, theologically right, morally right, whatever. We're not discounting that at all. But we're saying that the authenticity and being real is more important. And I think the church needs to shift this way. Jesus did it. The Pharisees really were focused on being right, looking right, talking right, sounding right, behaving right. They got really angry with Jesus if he didn't do something that was in their right box. Yeah. And yet Jesus went to where the people were. He was real. He wept with them when they were weeping. He stooped down to their level. Went to places that rabbis weren't supposed to go and hang out with people that rabbis weren't supposed to hang out.
He was a rebel. Come on.
He was a rebel. But people really gravitated to him because of his realness. And I think in the church, we get into a lot of these debates, and I see it all over the place, right? There's debates going on regularly of what is right and what is not right, and the church needs to do more of this and less of this, and we need we got to focus on these methodologies, and these ones are right, these methodologies, and these ones are wrong. Yeah. And what people are looking for is more authenticity. Just be
authenticity
you.
Is so key. Being the real thing.
Yeah, be the real thing. Be real. Reach out. Live in the real world. Don't elevate yourself. I think to be out of touch with where everybody's at. Paul said that. That he says, when I'm with the Jews, I'll behave like a Jew. When I'm with the Romans, and that wasn't a lack of authenticity. That was, man, I'm gonna care for people above what my comfort zone is.
He was touchable.
He was.
He
was, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to love people where they're at, care for people more than our own comfort or what we feel is right. So again, not discounting that there's importance of being morally right. It is important to be that, but it's not an important. There's importance to be theologically right, absolutely. But I don't think that is. We can't be morally right or theologically right and lose touch with people and not be real and hurt when we hurt and hurt when they hurt and such. So
and be in touch with where you really are. I think it's the masquerade that we would see sometimes in the church of leadership appearing to be perfect.
Yeah.
But yet they're not.
No. And I mean, people see through that facade so quickly. And I think a lot of reasons why the unchurched, one reason I regularly hear why the unchurched don't want to attend a church or be a part of a church is because they, use a term, well, there's hypocrites there. And what they say is a hypocrite is somebody who's pretending to have it all together, pretending to be all right, when really life is not. Or they put on a facade that things are there that aren't there, and they dress a way that they wouldn't normally dress, and they act a way they wouldn't act on Monday. They act a way on Sunday differently, and we got to get past that and just say, hey, let's just be real, let's be authentic, let's be who we are. At every level, and we should be the same person Sunday morning as we are Monday morning in the office, as we are, Saturday night with the guys, whatever it might be. We should be the same.
Absolutely. Another set of your more of this and less of that, has to do with this next one, which is more curate and less inform.
Right. Yeah, and this one came from, this whole idea came from that great book we both read a couple years ago, Marching Off the Mat. And he talked about how this generation is the first generation that does not need an adult, the younger generation. They're the first ones that don't need adults, for education, don't need adults for information, and that they are bombarded because of the devices that we have. We're bombarded with information. We're getting fed information all the time. And so just being a church that and being Christians who just add to that information, we're going to get drowned out in the noise. And so I think it's better, to again, we're not going to stop informing, but I think we should start focusing on maybe curating information, that taking all the information that they're doing and filtering and saying, okay, here's what to listen to, here's what's not to listen to, here's what's good, here's what's not good, sharing one another's, each churches and each preachers and persons, if there's a great sermon out there, it doesn't have to come from you. Share that sermon. Yes. Give your people that information and become a curator of information.
I think that's brilliant. I really do. And I think part of the situation I see sometimes is just the need to connect the dots.
Yes.
How that this information fits with this in real life. And it's not just about bombarding people with more and more and more information, but I think even for older generations sometimes, it's connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Because we get sidetracked.
Absolutely. Be a curator of information from the music that they listen to, the worship that they listen to. There's lots of stuff out there that's labeled worship that is not. There's a lot of stuff that's labeled Christian that's not.
Not so much.
Not so much. But we need to curate and say, okay, what music should you listen to build your faith? Or what music do you need to listen to, to uplift you and come out of discouragement? And what sermons should you listen to, and what scripture should you read? And we can bombard them with information, but if we become curators of that and say, okay, well, you're in your specific life situation, man, you should listen to this sermon, or
Yes.
you should listen to, to this song, and this is really going to help you and become curators of information and kind of filter that.
It's
towards
almost
people.
like being a shepherd.
Yeah, it kind
This
of
is the grass you could graze on. This is not so good. It's really about really coming together with the body of Christ and really, really being authentic and being that person that's really going to guide them.
Yeah, and it is. That's absolutely right. Paul said that, and we've talked about that so often in our church. But Paul said it that, hey, there's lots of people that can't wait to tell you what you're doing wrong. Mm-hmm. Lots of people who can't wait to give you the information or tell you where you're wrong and where they're right. But there aren't enough fathers, and a father is going to be a curator of information. A father is going to be authentic. A father is going to take the time necessary to guide them through life and do that. And really, these two points is a call for more fathers, more mothers within the faith, and all of us need to head that way.
And the church has to move in this direction because we are the hope of the world.
Yeah, and we are on a mission, an all-important mission, to reach every available person
At every available time.
by every available means,
With the gospel of Jesus Christ.
by creating churches
That unchurched people love to attend.